Hey guys, I am back. So today I'm going to be doing my July wrap-up. Now I participated in the booktubeathon, so I read more books than I usually do in a month. This month I read 6 books, which is really good for me because I only read like 3 a month. So anyway, let me tell you the books I read in July. So the first book I read was The Girl, Fire and Thorns by Ray Carson. But I didn't finish this book. I read about halfway. It wasn't because it was bad. I really liked it so far. It's just I was reading another book with it, and the other book was so much better. So I put it down, and it's a library book, so I don't have it with me. But yeah, it was still good. If you guys don't already know, The Girl, Fire and Thorns is a fantasy trilogy, and yeah. So I didn't really complete it, so I'm not going to count that as one of the books, but I thought I would at least mention it to you guys. The next book is a book I brought from the library. I have a review for this on my channel if you guys want to check it out. And I just mentioned this book. The book I was reading when I was reading Girl, Fire and Thorns, the one that I said the other book was better, is Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas. I didn't read this copy. I borrowed the first one, the hardcover one. The hardcover one with the old cover. I borrowed it from the library. And so I recently bought this from the bookdepository.com. As you guys can see, this is the UK cover. I actually love the UK cover so much more. That's why I bought it. But anyway, I loved this book. I gave it 5 out of 5 lily pads because it was just too good. If you guys haven't read this already, you have to go read it now. It's fantasy, and I normally do not read fantasy books, but trust me, this is the perfect book to start. If you guys want to get into fantasy, this is the perfect start. The next book I read is a book I don't own. I brought it from the library too. It is Memoirs of a Teenage Amnesiac. I have a review for this on my channel too if you guys want to check it out. This book was just okay. I gave it 3 out of 5 lily pads because I didn't really like it that much. I thought I gave it a generous rating. And I was a little bummed because this book sounded really good. So basically this book is about a girl named Naomi, and she was with her best friend, and they stayed late at school, like at night, and so they worked for the yearbook, and so they left the camera in the office when they walked out of the school. And then they flipped a coin to see who would have to go get it. And so Naomi lost. So she had to go back and get the camera, and somehow she slips on the stairs and she gets amnesia. So I thought I was going to love this book because I love books where the main character has amnesia. I love it. It's so interesting. But I did not like it. As you could see in my review, this book was just sort of depressing. The main character wasn't depressed, but she meets this guy and he's sort of depressed, and I just didn't like that. It was kind of dark, and I don't like to read dark books, and I just didn't really care for this book. I mean, it wasn't bad, it was just okay. So I wouldn't really recommend it at all. The next book is a book I have read for the booktubeathon. I completed the challenge to read a book with pictures in it, and for that I chose The Wizard of Oz by Frank Baum. Is that his name? I loved this book. I read this book when I was younger, and I really wanted to buy it so I can reread it, and oh my gosh, I love this book. Yes, I've always watched the movies. I mean, the movie is so good too. But this book was so good. I love The Wizard of Oz so much. I love the cover, and it's such a tiny book. It is not very long. It's like 200 pages. But it was just so good. I know it's considered a classic, and oh my gosh, 5 out of 5 lily pads. It was just too good. I love this book so much. Okay, so the next books I read for the booktubeathon. Actually, I only completed 1 book. But the challenge was to start and finish a series, and for that I chose the Shatter trilogy. But I only read book 1 for the booktubeathon, which is Shatter Me. And I gave this a 3 out of 5 lily pads because I thought it was just okay. I know this trilogy has so much hype on BookTube, but honestly, I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys, and I have a review on my channel if you guys want to check it out to see what else I thought of it. Honestly, I didn't like this trilogy at all. I know I am the only one on BookTube that I know of that didn't like this trilogy, but it's my opinion. This book was just okay. I think this was probably the worst in the trilogy because the beginning was really interesting, and then I don't know, it got boring, and honestly, I don't know what to think. And after that, the booktubeathon was over by then, but I decided to still continue the trilogy. So I read Unravel Me, which is the second book. This book was a little bit better than Shatter Me. I think I gave it 3 out of 5 lily pads too. I gave it the same rating because I actually went to New Hampshire with my family to visit my grandparents, and I actually brought this book with me, and I enjoyed reading it. It was better than Shatter Me, but it is a big book. I mean, this trilogy is pretty big. This has over 400 pages, like almost 500 pages, and I don't know. I just didn't like this trilogy that much. The main character Juliet, she was fine. She really develops, especially in the last book, but I didn't like the characters. I mean, I wasn't even Team Adam or Team Warner, and guys, I read the novellas. I read both of the novellas in Adam Warner's point of view, and still, honestly, I didn't like either of them. I'm not Team Adam or Team Warner. Even after reading Ignite Me, I'm not either. I mean, ugh. Especially in the last book when Adam completely changed. That was, ugh, I just wanted to punch him in the face. But really, I didn't like Warner either. I don't know why. For some reason, I just couldn't get attached to the characters in this trilogy. The only character I loved was Kenji. Kenji was the best character. He made it interesting and funny. And like this, I felt this trilogy was just so boring for me. I couldn't get into it at all. It's a dystopian, which is probably why I didn't like it, because whenever I read a dystopian, I end up not liking it for some reason. Except for the Hunger Games, but that's the exception. But yeah, I'm just kind of bummed out. Also because I paid full price for these books, and yeah. I'm not going to talk about Ignite Me because I didn't finish Ignite Me. I only had like 50 pages left, but I just couldn't take it anymore. I was sick of reading this trilogy. I didn't like it. I just didn't want to read it anymore, so I put it down after 50 pages, and I was like, you know what? I'm done reading this trilogy, because I don't like it anyway. I don't care about the characters, and the author completely changed the characters at the end of the for the last book for Ignite Me. She completely changed them. They're not even the same characters. I was mad. Then I read Unite Me, which is the 2 novellas, Destroy Me and Fracture Me. And honestly, I liked these so much better than the actual books. I gave both novellas 4 out of 5 lily pads. 4 out of 5 lily pads. Because, I don't know. The novellas were just so much better than the books. I have no idea why. So yeah, guys, that is my late July wrap-up. How many books did you guys read? Did you guys complete the whole booktubeathon? Did you complete all the challenges? I would love to know. What books are you guys currently reading right now? I'm currently reading Lullaby by Amanda Hawken, but I'm almost done with it. Hopefully, I will finish it tonight. And that is it for today, guys. I love you guys. Have a great day. Happy reading. God bless you all. Bye.